At his peak, Al Capone was worth $100 million a year. That's roughly $1.8 billion in today's money. He ran gambling, prostitution, and the biggest bootlegging operation in America. He had 60% of Chicago's police force on his payroll. He was untouchable. But the most feared gangster in American history didn't die in a hail of bullets. He died with the mental capacity of a 12-year-old child. Here's how. At 14, Capone punched his teacher in the face and got expelled. He never went back to school. By 16, he was working as a bouncer at a brothel run by a mobster named Frankie Yale. That's where he caught syphilis, the disease that would slowly eat him alive. One night at the bar, he made a crude comment to a woman. Her brother slashed him across the face with a knife, giving him the nickname he hated most, Scarface. By 26, his mentor Johnny Torrio was shot by a rival gang and handed everything to Capone. He was now the boss of Chicago. In 1929, Capone's men executed 7 rivals in a garage on Valentine's Day. It became known as the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and it turned the entire country against him. But despite orchestrating countless murders, Capone was never prosecuted for a single one. Instead, they got him for tax evasion. The court sentenced him to 11 years. Capone was expecting 2. It was a complete shock. He was sent to Atlanta Federal Prison where he bribed guards for special meals and favors. He had carpeted floors, furnishings, and even a radio in his cell. When officials found out, they transferred him to the newly opened Alcatraz, where he received no special treatment and was forced to follow the same rules as everyone else. He joined the prison band, the Rock Islanders, where he played banjo. He played so badly that fellow inmates grew to hate him, but then came the decline. He started showing signs of memory loss and confusion. He suffered severe mood swings. He began talking to himself and spent hours alone in his cell. In February 1938, prison doctors formally diagnosed him with syphilis of the brain. He had started dressing in a winter coat and gloves inside his heated jail cell. In November 1939, he was released from Alcatraz to a mental hospital, where doctors concluded he had the mentality of a 12-year-old child. He spent his final years at his Florida mansion, chatting with invisible guests and searching for his missing treasure. On January 21, 1947, he suffered a stroke. 2 days later, a heart attack. And on January 25th, Capone died in his sleep, surrounded by his family. Unlike other mobsters, Al Capone didn't go out in a blaze of glory. The man who once controlled all of Chicago died quietly in his pajamas, talking to people who weren't there.